Hello, Internet. It is I, Malik Aaron, and welcome back to Box Office Predictions. Today we're going to talk about I.S.S. And I know I am super late with this video, doing this at like 2 a.m., but you know what? I don't care about this movie. You don't care about this movie. No one cares about this movie. Honestly, it feels like making this video feels like a waste of effort, but I gotta do it anyway because it's a wide release. So I'm going to go over the pros and cons as quickly as I can. So let's get to it. Pros. Uh that's that might be a little tricky, just a little bit. Its reviews are okay as a 63% critic score, which is fine. I mean, that's better than average for January, but that's merely a meh score. And its cinema score, does it have a cinema score? It should, realistically. About to find out. Oh, no. Oh, I'm gonna save that cinema score for cons. But that 63% critic score, I mean, that's a pro, I guess. And that's it. That's all the pros I can think of. I mean, I guess the premise of this movie is kind of interesting, where it's like a space movie, another space movie, but there's a conflict on Earth where US and Russia are at war, and the space station, both countries are represented, and they have to basically fight for control of the ISS, which is the International Space Station. I mean, that's an interesting enough plot. It's a tad weird to do a movie like this, considering all the global conflict that's been going on the last few years with Russia and whatnot. But yeah, but it's an interesting idea at least. So that's kind of a minor pro. Is the somewhat interesting premise. Okay, cons, marketing. What marketing? There's been like nothing about this movie. This movie barely exists. It has like no big marketing campaign. I haven't seen like any trailer. Well, I saw a trailer in front of God, I forgot what it was. I think it may have been Godzilla minus one. It may have been that. If not that, then it was Iron Claw. No, it was Godzilla minus one. It was that, and that was pretty much it. Like I never heard of the movie prior to that trailer. Well, never really looked into it prior to that trailer. Never seen anything from it. And like the marketing is just non-existent. It's just not there. So that's a con automatically. There's no marketing. That's a big con. Another con is the fact this is from like Blecker Street, this distributor. They have a very bad track record in terms of box office. Like it's pretty awful. Only three of their movies have made it past the double digits, and even then, none of them I would consider to be successful. So yeah, it's just nonstop flops with these guys. And last year, oh wait, this is 2022. I clicked to 2022. I might as well mention 2022 as well. There released some stuff that I made videos for, and no one watched it. Like 1.6 million, 1.8 million, 2.8 million for those three movies. And then last year, I believe I did Mafia Mama, which did have a bunch of advertising. Didn't help the movie at all. I did What Happens Later and Jules, a movie that literally popped up on the release date on the release schedule, like I don't know, like a week or so in advance. Yeah, so yeah, this distributor, their box office poison, so that's an automatic con. Another con is that competition. Like you have so many movies to choose from, even though they're all like super old. You got Mean Girls, you got Beekeeper, you got Wonka, you got Anyone But You got Migration. A bunch of movies out there. So you're better off watching those than this, I would imagine. So yeah, just a lot of competition, even if it is old. I'm gonna label that as a con. Now, a big con for this movie though is its cinema score, which I found out was a C minus, which is horrible for like for a horror movie. It would be like slightly below average. For a movie like this, for a thriller like this, that is awful. That is so bad. Word of mouth is toxic, absolutely toxic. And it's been a while since I've seen a cinema score that's bad for anything. Night Swim had a better cinema score than this. Same goes for Silent Night. Those are both C's. I haven't seen a C minus in like a minute. So yeah, that's just awful. So yeah, toxic word of mouth from audiences. I'll label that as a con. And I think that's it. I labeled everything that needs to be labeled. Okay. So opening weekend. Ugh. I mean, it's opening like 2,400 theaters. I don't think that's gonna help it much, but it might. I'm just gonna. I don't know. Maybe $1 million. I'm not confident in that. But I'm gonna say 1 to 2 million. I'm just gonna throw it out there. 1 to 2 million opening weekend, and its total hit 4 3 4 million, and then that'll be the end of I.S.S. So yeah, that's the only movie that came out this weekend. Very sad weekend. Next weekend is just as sad, maybe even sadder. Because apparently I'm only going to be talking about Miller's Girl, and that'll be the end of January. So yeah, January really only lasted like 2 weeks at the box office. You had Night Swim, and then you had Martin Luther King Jr. weekend with Mean Girls and Beekeeper, and then the month just died after that. They didn't even try. But then we got February, which is a lot more interesting, but I don't think it's going to be good either. So yeah, these next few weeks are going to be rough. They're going to be just, it's going to be bad. But I'm going to be here to talk about it. So yeah, so that's it. That's all. Make sure to subscribe, like this video, leave a comment, turn notifications, share the whole drill. You want to check out any of the past prediction videos I made on the channel, the ones I've done this year, any of the past years I've been doing this. You want to watch any of them, go right ahead. There's also the canceled series where I go over all the movies that were supposed to come out but didn't. And I never talked about I.S.S. ever. So there's that. I've made 228 episodes of canceled. I wanted to make a 229th episode of canceled, but I was busy with my 2023 recaps. Those were taking too long, so I was just like, you know what? I'm just gonna wait till something else happens. Then I'll make 229. So 229 is on hold, but I made 228 episodes. If you want to watch any of them from beginning to now, want to binge them all from beginning to now, I highly encourage you to do that. So go do it. And there's also box office recaps where I go over the box office results for any particular month. I just did my recap, my big old 2023 recap, winners and losers. Both parts are up on the channel. They're now available. So if you want to watch those, go right ahead. Oh, my January recap. That'll come out the first week of February. And it shouldn't be too hard because there's not much to talk about. So if you want to watch, well, stay tuned for that. But if you want to watch any of the past recap videos I made on the channel, you can go right ahead. And yeah, that's it. That's all. I am out. Goodbye.